Hello, I'm PMRants.
I'm ArwingAron64.
And welcome to Fireside Bed Chat with PMRants and ArwingAron64.
When did we decide to name it that?
We didn't. I just thought of it on the spot. Anyways, welcome to another one of these discussion type videos. We got a lot of good reception from the first one regarding Pokemon, and we really appreciate that. And today's topic at hand is there such a thing as a true musician? Now the reason why I bring this up is because I was searching through Facebook, and I went and I read this one post by a friend of mine saying, "I'm sorry, but if you don't write your own lyrics and your own music, you're not a true musician." And that really struck a wrong chord with me, because I feel that he was really being closed-minded about what makes a musician and the things and the settings at hand, and what his ability is, and what kind of creative freedom he has, and just under the complete different set of circumstances, I didn't think he would take that into consideration. I think he should. What do you think?
Well, I mostly agree. The way I would put it is, okay, let's say, a musician does not write his own lyrics, but he plays and writes his own music. I would say he's a true musician, but not necessarily a lyricist.
But the main problem I have with it is the word "true" is really subjective, wouldn't you think? Because not everyone, because people in bands, there would be usually people in bands. Usually there's one or two people within the band who write their own, who write the lyrics, and there may be, and sometimes not even the entire band composes the music. Sometimes one or two people are credited as composing the music.
Yeah.
Which means some people are just there. They play the instruments, and
they're still musicians.
Yes, yeah, they're still musicians. They read the music and they play their instruments with great proficiency. And I don't think that's what's being taken into consideration here.
I think where that person was coming from, whoever it was, I didn't see the comment, but it sounds like somebody who would say that was coming from the impression that they fall into that trap of is only seeing a band for their lead singer. That happens a lot. I mean, the lead singer represents the band as a whole. They're usually you see the pictures, they're usually the one in the center. They're the one usually people are talking about. But people tend to forget the rest of the band and how important they are. They're all musicians, no matter what if they write the lyrics or not.
That's true.
To me, as you said, I do agree that the word "true" is subjective. To me, a true musician is somebody who loves music and creates it for that reason and for their fans, regardless of what portion of the song they write.
Exactly, but then taking into consideration other people, other people who do music, there are people. Some people are good at writing lyrics, but they're not good at either singing or making the music, and they get someone else to help them for it. And is that such a bad thing?
No. No. It depends, because it's really hard to cast a complete judgment on that, because we can look at people like Nicki Minaj, for example, who almost everybody agrees is terrible. I think a circumstance like that is they find somebody that has a specific look they want. This is completely corporate. They just see somebody who has garnered some sort of attention beforehand, has a specific look they want, and they're like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to write all your music. We're going to compose all our music. We're going to completely alter your voice so it doesn't sound like, nails on a fucking chalkboard, and you're just going to be there to look like you do. Is that a true musician?
No, not really.
Not if you ask me. So it's a really thin line, is what I'm saying. The line is thin, and I think that is just marketing That's all that is.
It's just corporate marketing, and it's just performing. But then there's someone like Elton John, who composes his music, but he has someone write his lyrics for him because he's not very good at writing lyrics.
Or you can look at classical music where there is no lyrics. And there's just people, there's just a symphony or a, and not everybody in that symphony wrote every piece of, that whole composition, but they all are there for a reason,
They're there, like another refute for that argument, like, if you don't write your own music or lyrics, you're not a true musician. Is like, what if you're just like a violinist in an orchestra? You didn't compose the music, you're not conducting it, you're just there doing your part. Like, that doesn't make you any less of a musician than say James Hetfield.
Exactly. It's this marketing image we get, this like marketing infused opinion we get that only the people who are fronting the endeavor should get all the credit. That's just not true. Every piece of the band is important. Without that piece, it would not be the same thing. That's what people don't recognize, and everybody deserves equal credit.
And then there's like one or two people who write music and lyrics for like musicals, like Broadway, and they have other people do them, and they have other people score the show, and they have performers sing the songs for them. Like, does that make them any less of a musician? No, it doesn't.
That's just working with your strengths and having health with your weaknesses.
Yes.
That's all that is. It's having the desire and love to be a musician, but not fooling yourself into thinking that you're perfect in every area. You want to put your work out there, but you just need help driving it. You need help. As you're still a musician. You're still a musician.
Like, question, like, for more like songs that do like more personal stuff, like hip hop, like solo artists and solo artists and rappers and stuff like that. Do you think that they're less credible if they're given outside help? Say they're the first person to write the lyrics and they give it to someone and it's like, this is good, but I feel that this would go better with this, and they agree and they're given song credit. Do you think that person should be less credible?
It depends on what they change about it. Let's say they write a personal song and somebody comes along and is like, well, even though this part is true, this would sound better, I don't feel like that. I think that the only thing people, like a producer would come in and need to change is maybe the delivery or the construct of the lyrics. As long as the lyrics are still true, I feel like that's okay.
Yeah, I feel the same way. But if they go ahead and just sabotage, unintentionally or intentionally otherwise, just sabotage the song, and the artist does next to nothing or doesn't fight it, that's when they should be held responsible.
A true musician would fight for their work. And they would do that.
And unfortunately, a lot of aspiring musicians have crumbled under that influence.
Yeah, I can't say I've been there and completely understand the pressure, but I know the pressure is there. When you have the big people up top telling you, and they're the ones completely carrying you, and they're what stands in between you and getting your shit out there. I can see that where there would be pressure, But if you're a true musician, they would not give a shit. They were like, no, I'm sorry. It's either the way it's either I speak from my heart, the truth in my music, or it's no deal.
I'll work with you the best way I can, but this has to stay.
It's got music, when you play it, it has to fucking mean something to you. It has to. If you're just doing it, like, I'm sick of all these songs about partying and shit like that. It's like, every other song is like that.
Capitalizing on trends and just pandering to the masses.
That's not passion. That's not feeling it. I can't say that it doesn't have its place, because the shit, people enjoy it for some fucking reason. So I can't discredit it as music, because I feel like all music is music. But there's no passion in it. There's no feeling in it.
Exactly. Like, it's one thing for someone to ask and insist that they should simplify the song, like make it easy to understand, because not a lot of people are into complex and deep stuff. And sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's okay to write and sing about simple stuff, the little things.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, and I'm okay with songs that are just to create energy. That's okay. Not every single song has to be this insightful thing. I mean, but you know, it's just, I want to feel something. Like, everything seems so generic now. It's really hard exactly to put into words.
Exactly. So, I think that we pretty much covered all the bases of this discussion. So, basically, to round it up, as long as you're passionate about what you're doing, and as long as the above influence doesn't try to go in and make something their own, it doesn't matter how many people help you, it doesn't matter how many people write the lyrics or the music. As long as it's passionate and as long as the end product is good, then it doesn't matter whether you write your own lyrics or not. You're a musician, no matter otherwise.
As long as you're using your strengths to convey your passion, that's a musician.
Yeah, like a director is still a director whether or not he writes his own script.
And a lot of the times directors don't.
No, they don't. And all what really matters is that the end product is good and we enjoy it and we feel something. Anyway,
essentially,
thank you very much for tuning in with us, and it's always fun to do this kind of stuff. Absolutely. Check out his channel. Check out his channel over here, ArwingAron64. He does a lot of similar stuff that I do. If you haven't checked him out already, and that's it. Thank you for watching.